Tonight, Junior Achievement presents the 2022 Business Hall of Fame Awards. From New Haven, all the way up Route 91 to the state capital of Hartford, we'll shine the spotlight on extraordinary community and business leaders that continue to leave their mark. It's a JA celebration of Connecticut's finest, honoring Rich Caparaso, Jeffrey Flax, Paulette Fox, Jeff Hubbard, David Light, Alexis Smith. A special tribute for Oz Griebel, and hosted by Don Allen and Brian Shackman. Now, your Junior Achievement 2022 Business Hall of Fame Awards.
That'll put a smile on your face. Good evening, everybody. That was an amazing performance by the students from Davis Academy in New Haven. Perfect way to kick off the 2022 Junior Achievement Business Hall of Fame. Obviously, we're thrilled to be coming to you live from Hartford this evening with what is sure to be a special night of inspirational stories and entertainment. I'm Brian Shackman, filling in for Bill Griffith. I'm not replacing him because he's very difficult to replace, but I'll do the best I can. He wasn't able to join us tonight, but I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremonies along with Don Allen, the President Stanley Black-Decker. He's a JA board member and chair of the Business Hall of Fame Committee in Hartford. I have to say, it's nice to be here. We got some pretty flowers, Don. They're keeping us apart, but it's good to be with you.
They're beautiful. They're lovely. It's great to have you with us too, Brian. While we wish we could all be together in person, we look forward to celebrating 6 exceptional individuals who have truly made their mark in the Hartford and New Haven communities. We will also be paying a special tribute to an incredible man, father, leader, mentor, and friend.
Yeah, it's going to be a special night. We thank you, obviously, for welcoming us into your homes. We want to kick things off, introduce to you Jeremy Race, the President and CEO of Junior Achievement.
Thank you both for your continued commitment and support of Junior Achievement, and especially the annual Business Hall of Fame ceremony. We greatly appreciate you both coming together in person tonight to celebrate the incredible business and community leaders we are honoring this evening. I would also like to extend special thanks to all of our board members, committee members, and sponsors who helped make this virtual event possible. Because of you, we were able to raise much needed dollars to directly support Junior Achievement programming. And particularly during these trying times, JA programs continue to have a life-changing impact on young people throughout our communities. Tonight, for the second year in a row, we proudly bring together our friends and supporters from both the Hartford and New Haven regions, setting an example for the young people we serve that together we can accomplish anything, even in a challenging environment where the odds are stacked against us. At the JA staff level, we often talk about grit, perseverance, and fortitude. These are the characteristics that have allowed JA of Southwest New England to rise up during the past 2 years, to remain committed to our community partners, our schools, volunteers, and most importantly, our students. And to develop and deliver programs that respond to current as well as ongoing challenges. We gather tonight to honor the remarkable business and community leaders who have demonstrated success in their careers and who have also given back to the community in a myriad of ways. In words and deeds, they have set the bar high, and then they've exceeded it. And in doing so, they have demonstrated by their example how much can be achieved by people of goodwill as well as great skill. As we induct and honor them tonight, let us also take this opportunity to honor and recognize the students, teachers, and parents who have demonstrated such incredible grit, perseverance, and fortitude over the past 2 years. You are an inspiration to all of us, each and every day. JA's mission has always been to inspire and empower young people to own their economic success. But the reality is that the JA experience for young people transcends just economic success alone. The JA experience embodies hope, opportunity, and change. A few months ago, we learned that Junior Achievement Worldwide, our parent organization, had earned an extraordinary honor. JA was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for our collective contributions to world peace and for our efforts to forge connections and bring about positive change at a global level. And I'm proud to say that junior achievement here in our small state of Connecticut reflects that, contributing to advancing hope, opportunity, and positive change in the lives of many. This year, we will serve more than 20,000 students in Connecticut, more than 20,000, even in the midst of a continuing pandemic. We are engaging young people and having an impact because our priorities are clear, and we are following through with ingenuity, innovation, teamwork, and tenacity. Our goals are simple but meaningful: to encourage and inspire young people to explore a wide variety of careers, especially those in Connecticut, to help young people develop critical soft skills that are required for more immediate job placements and future success, whether they are pursuing college or the world of work, to develop a stronger and more diverse talent pipeline for industries most in need of future workers, to break down and destigmatize stereotypes regarding the employability of urban youth, and to help all students see and plan a direct path to sustainable work and economic self-sufficiency. This, my friends, is what drives our work at JA and what your support makes possible. Ours is a mission that matters in individual lives and the life of our communities. Your help is indispensable if we are to reach these tangible and empowering goals and help our students to realize their own individual potential. And this is why the JA experience for young people is needed now more than ever. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy tonight's inspirational program.
Thank you, Jeremy. Those remarks about JA's perseverance and commitment to the community during the pandemic, and we know how difficult that was. It really is inspiring. I personally am honored to be here along with Don, Jeremy, and the JA team to stand in testimony of how Junior Achievement is giving young people in Connecticut inspiration, confidence, and understanding that the future can hold tremendous opportunities for each and every one of them. I actually still remember, I spoke at the JA Youth Financial Education Conference back in 2006. I mean, I had a little less forehead, a little less gray hair, a little less paunch, but it's been 15 years. But in that time, I can't believe that since then, JA has impacted more than 500,000 Connecticut students. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't take this time to recognize some other important people without whom JA's programs would not be possible. The hundreds of generous companies and individuals who provide financial contributions to our organization. We were talking about this off camera, how the Connecticut companies step up time and time again. These supporters include all of you joining us tonight, especially tonight's top sponsors. Dinner sponsors, Hartford Steam Boiler, KPMG, Stanley Black & Decker, of course. Reception sponsor, Hartford Healthcare. Diamond sponsors, JP Morgan Chase, Travelers, Webster Bank. Platinum sponsors, Connecticut Public, Eversource Energy, The Hartford, HCL Americas, LTI, Prime Materials Recovery, PwC and Carl Kropek, and Cushman & Wakefield, Liberty Bank, the Nellie Mae Education Foundation, Robinson & Cole, and RSM. Also, we can't go any further without giving a special shout out to the Hartford New Haven Hall of Fame committees whose leadership and support has been invaluable. And of course, one of the many hats my fellow co-host wears is chair of the Business Hall of Fame Committee in Hartford. So we want to thank you as well, Dawn, for your hard work that went on behind the scenes.
Well, thank you, Brian. Last but certainly not least, thank you to the Junior Achievement staff who are working day in and day out to bring the mission of JA to life. As a board member of this incredible organization, I see firsthand the impact JA is making in our local communities. During challenging times like we've been experiencing the last 2 years, the JA team found opportunity. They committed to making a meaningful and powerful impact on students virtually, and they have done just that. Together, we have continued to change the lives of thousands of students across Connecticut. While we are beginning to re-enter the classroom in person this spring, we are excited to continue offering virtual programming for many students moving forward. These programs are here to stay as part of JA's flexible programming solutions, designed to meet students, educators, and volunteers from local businesses where they are. Now we are proud to share the words of several young people who truly felt this impact. Let's have a listen.
No JA, no way that I start learning about financial literacy in elementary school.
No JA, no way I connect with an adult mentor from my community.
No JA, no way that I gain confidence and life lessons from running my own student company.
No JA, no way. My JA experiences helped me pick my major, and I'm still using my JA knowledge every day.
No JA, no way.
No JA, no way.
You got to practice it. No JA, no way. Did you come up with that?
No,
No, that wasn't yours?
no JA, no way.
No way. It has a nice ring to it. That's clear they felt the power of JA, and we're obviously off to a very good start here this evening. So this feeling of inspiration, we want to keep it going. We're excited to induct 2 laureates and present an Entrepreneur Award, a Community Leadership Award, and 2 Spirit of Hope Awards this year. Tonight, we recognize our honorees for their achievements and, of course, thank them for setting a powerful example for the leaders of tomorrow. We'll also pay a special tribute to Oz Griebel, a man who made an immeasurable impact on countless individuals, many of whom we will hear from later tonight. Now, to demonstrate JA's strong ties and commitments to the New Haven region, we are excited to have 2 past honorees from the JA Business Hall of Fame in New Haven with us tonight, and they'll be coming to us from the President's House on the campus of Yale University. So without further ado, joining us now from New Haven, our 2015 Spirit of Hope awardee, Kim Healy, Executive Director of the New Alliance Foundation, and 2020 Spirit of Hope awardee, Marta Moret, President at Urban Policy Strategies, LLC, to officially kick off our awards ceremony.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kim Healy. And I'm Marta Moret. And we are proud to be joining you from the President's House at Yale University this evening to congratulate our first 4 honorees, Paulette Fox, David Light, Alexis Smith, and Jeffrey Flax.
We are thrilled to welcome you into this exclusive group of business leaders that not only have made their mark professionally, but have also made a difference in the New Haven and Hartford communities.
In just a few minutes, we will hear from colleagues, friends, and family of each of these honorees. We promise you will be as inspired by their stories as we were. Kim, can you believe it has been 2 years since we were last in person?
It's certainly hard to believe, and I hope to be back together next year. Even though we are doing this event virtually tonight, the contributions our honorees have made are worth celebrating. The Spirit of Hope, Entrepreneur, and Community Leadership Awards represent hope for the future, represent hope for our young people.
Absolutely. And hope is what organizations like Junior Achievement provide every day in literally hundreds of communities across our great state of Connecticut. They provide hope an opportunity for students like the fourth graders from Davis Academy who performed for us earlier this evening.
Well said, Marta.
Well, thanks to both of you. Now, by the time I'm done talking about our next honoree, you'll probably love her, and the description of her, you'll feel like you know her. Paulette Fox, one of our Spirit of Hope honorees this evening, is driven by love and offers it in abundance. Every student who enters OIC is showered with love, care, and commitment. And she believes deeply in the mission, and for nearly 4 decades has achieved what is often thought to be beyond reach countless times over. She's straightforward and encouraging. She'd rather speak her mind than sugarcoat things, but she also listens as she leads, saying to students, if we don't love you, we wouldn't care. But oh, does she care? She opens eyes to possibilities never envisioned, touches hearts, and accelerates opportunities. When you consider all she does, as someone close to her said, quote, it's astonishing, actually, end quote. She's a doer, inclusive and authentic, well-respected and inspiring. Even beyond Connecticut, Paulette Fox is known and revered for the impact she has on the lives she's touched. They know Miss Fox will always care about them, and it's a bond that does not break, a dedication that will never fade, it will never falter. She wants to see everyone succeed in life, and because of her, so many more do.
Ms. Fox is the Executive Director of OIC New Britain, which stands for Opportunities Industrialization Centers of New Britain, Inc. She has been the Executive Director for 37 years. She's 71 years old and still making it happen. All of the OICs are striving to help people help themselves. Or Ms. Fox will teach a class of 1 or she'll teach a class of 10, but you still get the same attention from her either way. Her expectations never changed. Just because kids are in a new generation does not mean they should lack respect for adults, does not mean they lack the commitment to school, does not mean that they should just be able to do what they want to do because everything is at their fingertips. Ms. Fox definitely appreciates junior achievement because I think they both agree on the same thing, is that exposure will lead to success. The more that our kids know and understand and the more that they see, the more they'll understand how things work. You don't find many executive directors that will still take out the trash. She's never going to ask something of anyone that she wouldn't do herself. I've never met someone more positive and hopeful than she is. Hoping for a better OIC and striving for better, she was like, that's part of what I do and part of what I succeed at, and I want to instill that into these kids. She's like, but you also have to work for hope. You can't just hope for better behind it.
First of all, I love to thank my beautiful daughter, Marshall Lynn Pendleton, for all of her wonderful comments. And I love to thank Jeremy Race and the Junior Achievement and all of the individuals. Thank you for considering an individual like me. I've been doing this work for 38 years. It'll be 39 years, November 2nd, just to change the life of youth and young people in Connecticut and hopefully in the United States and maybe the world. So thank you again. I so much appreciate being included with these wonderful honorees this evening to receive this wonderful award. I am so humbled and excited, and I'm going to continue to do what I do best, helping people to help themselves.
Wow, that's really special. Hope and inspiration is what our young people need, especially in times like these. And Ms. Fox doles that out very generously. But at the same time, she's encouraging students to work hard and build better futures for themselves.
Yeah, it's really amazing to think about how many lives she's changed, and it's getting up to close to 40 years of service. Just that community work is irreplaceable, Don.
It's such a special thing to see, someone so dedicated to the community. Our next honoree, David Light, is receiving Jay's Entrepreneur Award. David is a biotech entrepreneur and scientist, an individual determined to improve public health by revolutionizing quality assurance. A formidable task, but one that is achievable by anyone. It is achievable by David. He is relentless and unwavering in pursuit of that objective, an individual of enormous heart and vision, driven by that entrepreneurial spirit. Colleagues say that they take his advice as the gold standard, and his name and his company have become synonymous with the word quality. He possesses a rare combination: the insights to understand the science and its implications, and the ability to explain it in a way that moves people to action, whether they whether they will be leaders of industry or they are the average consumer. He has assembled a remarkable team attracted to his mission and his tenacity. By force of will and an exceptional track record, he is accelerating change in a slow-moving industry, daring to go where others hesitate. Widely published and highly respected, with great energy, insatiable curiosity, and remarkable intellect, David aims to achieve the greatest impact, and that is precisely what he is doing.
David is clearly ambitious, and that means he wants to do things. He doesn't want to talk about doing things, he wants to actually go out and do things, like founding ValueAssure to solve a real problem. ValueAssure was founded on the real need of a friend who had a health condition. A college friend of David's was having problems with his medications. It wasn't treating his disease. And David thought he could develop technology to help his friend and other people that suffer from serious conditions like that. I met him as a Yale student. He was young, he was inexperienced, and he was a sponge to learn all of the things it takes to run a successful business. In the summer of 2020, during the height of the pandemic, David went out of his way to organize an opportunity for two young high school girls who were interested in science, were interested in business, to come as interns. We had to make sure everyone was safe, but it was important to create that opportunity for them to see what we were doing and learn firsthand. We all have what we think are bright ideas, and we all think we could change the world, but few of us actually have the ambition to follow through and do that. David pulling together the supporters, the company, the investors, the physicians, the pharmacists who believe in what we're doing, has made him and this company the success that it is.
I'm very honored to be accepting the Junior Achievement Award. Thank you for this recognition of ValueAssure and our mission to utilize independent chemical testing to help ensure the highest quality drug and healthcare products make it to patients and consumers. When we started ValueAssure in 2015, based on quality issues that one of our co-founders experienced with his own medications, we knew what we were building was extremely important. But honestly, we had no idea that we would have so much impact in such a short period of time, which I think really underscores the importance of the work we do. I'd like to thank the amazing team at ValueAssure, whose tireless efforts and groundbreaking work has been the foundation for everything that we've done here. And we really look forward to continuing to bring transparency and independent quality assurance throughout the healthcare industry. Thank you again.
It's incredible, Don. I mean, we need more role models just like David to inspire young people to have meaningful careers in STEM. And I think he has 5 children, if that's his family. That's really incredible. He just demonstrates such innovation and a true dedication to advancing the field of pharmaceutical science, as well as inspiring young people to do the same.
Absolutely. And you know, JA can always use more volunteers as well.
Volunteers, they make the world go around. Alexis Smith, by the way, is our other Spirit of Hope honoree this evening. Those who know Alexis can't help but marvel at all that she does and how incredibly well she does it. She's motivated and motivating, exhibits calm and exudes confidence, and has a well-earned reputation for turning challenges into accomplishments. She's deliberative, collaborative, unflappable, and forward-looking, listens attentively, reflects thoughtfully, and acts decisively. No matter how much she accomplishes, she's always looking to do more to make a difference in more lives. A colleague wondered out loud if she also leaps tall buildings in a single bound. That's how remarkable her leadership and her accomplishments, her determination, and her impact is. She understands the sacrifices and the struggles people face, cares deeply about making the world a better place, beginning close to home, and absolutely does it. You know, colleagues in the community, they turn to her when the going gets tough because they know that she will do what needs to be done and do it well, and we will be the better for it. throughout her career and in her work with youth. Her wisdom, energy, and expertise has rightly earned our admiration and our enduring gratitude.
From the moment the doctor handed her to me, I expected her eyes to be closed, and they weren't. They were wide open. She was struggling to try and focus in on what this world was about. And I said to my wife, I said, this is gonna be something special. She's a determined young lady, and I could tell that. She was an athlete, 4-year All-State in basketball, 4-year All-State in soccer. And I saw how determined she was to be the very, very best. I've seen her engage with presidents and CEOs of large organizations, big corporations, but she's also able to engage effectively with the impoverished client population she serves in New Haven. She's a big advocate for making sure all children, no matter their circumstance, have access to a quality education. You see it in the work she does currently in advocating for kids who have been expelled, kids who have learning disabilities, kids who need special education services who are not being properly served. Hope oftentimes is a passive word where one simply hopes and that's it. My daughter and I believe that hope has to be backed up by something. It has to be backed up by some action on your part. So it's okay to hope for a better future, but you have a responsibility as well to take some action to help move yourself along toward that aspired dream.
I am deeply honored to receive this year's Spirit of Hope Award. Thank you to the selection committee and everyone at Junior Achievement. I want to congratulate all of the other honorees. I feel incredibly blessed to be in such amazing company. Bishop Desmond Tutu said, "Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness." The last 2 years have certainly been filled with quite a bit of darkness. The pandemic brought to bear so many of the structural and systemic inequities existing in our society. Healthcare, education, housing, food are all fixed by systems in need of great repair. But I have been so inspired by the tremendous energy from so many in our community, now determined to make these systems work for everyone. They all have given me new hope. I would offer you a few lines from Langston Hughes's poem, I Dream a World, which he wrote in 1941. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth, and every man is free. Where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy, like a pearl, attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream my world. Thank you so much for this wonderful honor.
This event is so special because you get to really see people like Alexis. And Carlton is so right. Alexis is really something special, and the New Haven community is lucky to have her. We need strong advocates like Alexis to help usher in a new time, full of change and more equity for all.
Yeah, she's an impressive human being. It's really unbelievable. It sounds like she's already making great progress and seeing changes become reality for our young people today. Now, tonight, we're also honoring Jeffrey Flax with the Community Leadership Award. Jeffrey, the quintessential right person in the right seat at the right time. You know, when the pandemic enveloped Connecticut, he met the moment, an inventive and inspiring leader, pragmatic, accessible, with an uncommon capacity to achieve buy-in, as well as accountability and trust, a person of integrity, strategic vision, who expertly operationalizes priorities and is determined to lead the way to what is next. If you hunker down, you risk missing opportunities to advance, and Jeff has an instinctive ability to develop an organizational culture around some common values, and that is the secret sauce of Hartford Healthcare. He's driven by an enormous desire to help. He thrives on it. He has such a positive energy, and that motivates. He connects with every person he encounters and is incredibly inquisitive. He's a voracious reader. I want to know what's on his reading list. And he's an effective communicator, authentic, transparent, a champion for equity. And Jeff views healthcare not as a career, but as a calling. There's a clarity in his goals, a confidence in his team. Working with him is compared, and take it for what it's worth, to whitewater rafting. Exhilarating, exhausting, but worth every minute, bringing us closer to attaining the world's best care right here in Connecticut.
Jeff Flax is a progressive and passionate leader who has dedicated his professional career to the transformation of healthcare for the better. He has led Hartford Healthcare's 33,000 colleagues through the unprecedented COVID crisis with grace and courage. Because of his dedication, he was appointed co-chair of the Governor's Health System COVID-19 Task Force and a constant, soothing presence in the media during those darkest days. He's such a role model for younger kids from all walks of life. Jeff is someone I would describe as a self-made business leader, but also a coach at heart. And that comes from his deep, deep love of basketball. He often says it takes 10 hands to make a basket. Teamwork is everything to Jeff, and that comes across in his leadership style. He always has a kind word for his colleagues and people on his team. I'm always in awe of Jeff's ability to exude confidence while also being one of the most humble servant leaders that I've ever met. I think that is a testament to his family values and humble beginnings. Giving back and teaching children is incredibly important to Jeff. Junior Achievement is all about making sure everyone has access to financial education and literacy. Jeff is a staunch proponent of equity. It drives so much of what he pushes the system to do, to be better.
I want to first thank Junior Achievement for this recognition. Tonight I accept this recognition on behalf of my 33,000 colleagues who work at Hartford Healthcare. As an organization, we are so honored to be recognized with this Community Service Award. People working in healthcare, particularly over the last 2 years in this pandemic, the people working on the front lines, they've been true heroes for this community, and this recognition means a great deal to us. Now, I'm the son of 2 school teachers who had 78 years of Connecticut State public school service. I understand the importance of education. I saw it every night at my dinner table. The Junior Achievement plays such a special role in education and augmented in supporting our public school systems. So the work of the Junior Achievement is very critical, and we're so glad to support it within Hartford Healthcare. Tonight we're also recognizing and honoring Oz Griebel. And Oz Griebel was a personal friend and someone I worked so closely with over the last several decades. And Oz's legacy being recognized tonight of true service, community, commitment to the state, and particularly to this Hartford region, is a very special one that's very deserving of this extremely worthy recognition. We're grateful for this opportunity, and we're committed to the mission of Junior Achievement. Thank you so much, and congratulations to all of the honorees this evening.
I already felt like an underachiever standing next to you, Don, and listen to all that. I mean, Paulette, David, Alexis, and Jeffrey have all done so much for their communities. They're truly deserving individuals. We're going to pause for a second, though, and we're going to have a musical interlude that is sure to impress everyone. Joining us tonight, the Northwell Health Nurse Choir. I don't watch America's Got Talent, but they were on America's Got Talent this past fall. The choir formed in 2020, and you remember back then, the talented frontline nurses gathered virtually for a needed reprieve amidst the pandemic. And these nurses are positively impacting the lives of those touched by their music at a time when, obviously, Don, the world needs it.
Absolutely. And then following their performance, we are going to hear from Diane Wisnowski, who is the honorary chair of our New Haven Hall of Fame committee and was inducted into the JA Business Hall of Fame in 2005. Diane's advocacy and continued support of Junior Achievement is something we are all grateful for. Thank you, Diane, for all that you do.
Good evening, everyone. We are the Northwell Health Nurse Choir. You may recognize us from season 16 of America's Got Talent.
We were brought together by fate, hailing from different specialties across Northwell Health's numerous facilities in New York.
We're honored to have this platform for us to share the gift of music with the world during times it's been needed the most.
We are so excited to be singing for you tonight at the JA Business Hall of Fame event. Congratulations to all the honorees being recognized this evening from both the Hartford and the New Haven region.
So without further ado, we hope you enjoy this performance.
And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
And I'll
I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. Broken down and tired, living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times Silence isn't quiet. Feels like it's getting hard to breathe. Know you feel like dying. Together we'll bring the world to its feet. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again for you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Diane Wishnowsky, coming to you once again from the beautiful and prestigious campus of Yale University. What an inspiring night it has been so far. It was incredible to hear the impactful stories from our first 4 honorees. Congratulations again to Paulette and David, Alexis, and Jeffrey. And how about that entertainment? The Northwell Health Nurse Choir certainly deserved that spot in the finals of America's Got Talent. Now, this is truly a special evening as we recognize amazing business leaders, but also must remember the real reason why we're here tonight, to support the great work of junior achievement. And tonight, Jeff Hubbard and Rich Caparasso will be inducted into the Junior Achievement Business Hall of Fame. I am humbled to have received this recognition from Junior Achievement, and it's a great honor to have Jeff and Rich join the list of past honorees. Well, let's not keep them waiting any longer.
Thank you, Diane. That performance, I'm still just stunned by it. It was amazing. It was like Lin-Manuel Miranda choreographed it. It was just incredible. As she mentioned, Jeff Hubbard. He's our first 2022 JA Business Hall of Fame laureate. And Jeff, if you don't know him, if you do, you'll understand. He commands a room, but in a nice way. He has a presence, a ready smile. He's a man of good humor and good deeds who puts everyone at ease. After just one conversation, you feel like you've known him forever. He takes business and community involvement seriously, excels in both of them. In fact, both come naturally to him, and he doesn't view others in the industry as competitors, but as contemporaries reaching out, sustaining relationships and friendships, and does little things alongside the big things with a genuine sincerity that's impossible to miss. Everyone is treated equally with the utmost respect. Jeff is a team builder, and a team player, someone who has advanced throughout an exemplary career, yet deflects praise and is a skilled motivator and a problem solver. Fair-minded and focused, a person who connects comfortably and cares earnestly, characteristics that often differentiate him in a very competitive field. He's the consummate relationship banker, well thought of by everyone he encounters, and clients tend to stick with him, understandably, as much for who he is as what he does.
I've always admired Jeff as a truly professional banker that was competitive and hard-nosed and tough when he needed to be, but with a big heart. Jeff knew his role as a leader in the community, and he really strove to give back. He's very disarming to people when he meets with them. He's a great listener. Jeff is a very proud banker. I think he really loves the profession. He is committed to working with young people. Jeff started a mentoring program for high school girls, primarily from Hill House High School. The unique thing about the program was that Jeff would invite the girls to the bank twice a month, and he would introduce them and expose them to community leaders, to organizations in the community. Jeff's wife, Diane, really spent most of her career in the nonprofit sector. It was a big inspiration for Jeff's desire to create this mentoring program, because that's something that she did early on in her career. Jeff really knows how to navigate his role as a banker and his role as a community member. I think he sees them as intertwined. He's one of those community bankers that really are the best of breed in terms of professionalism and values and commitment to the community.
Hi, I'm Jeff Hubbard. You can imagine how thrilled I was to be invited by Junior Achievement to join the Hall of Fame. How exciting. What a tremendous group of laureates, and I'm pleased to be a part of that group. Personally and professionally, I'm thrilled to be part of the Liberty Bank team, a group of dynamic bankers that wakes up every day to meet the needs of our customers and the communities that we live and work in. Our tagline, Community Kind, is very important to us. You know, we've been in Connecticut for 200 years, passionate about the delivery of financial products, resources, and technologies. When I think about JA, I think about the cornerstone, which is integrity. Very important to us at Liberty Bank. Again, I'm thrilled and appreciate this honor very much.
You know, Brian, what struck me about that video is there's a big cornerstone of Junior Achievement's programs, and that's mentorship. And we all know so well how important that is to have mentors like Jeff for our youth.
Absolutely. Clearly, Jeff is a community kind of man, so we want to congratulate Jeff once again.
Our next JA Business Hall of Fame laureate is Rich Caparaso, a quiet force of nature, someone you definitely want involved in the conversation, whatever objective you're trying to reach. That's how Rich is described by people who have come to know and appreciate his attributes and accomplishments. Ethics, empathy, compassion, values, leading by example. That's Rich. He offers sound advice, supportive guidance, and great insight, intent on helping clients, colleagues, literally everyone he encounters. He's particularly skilled at building a team and making sure every person feels appreciated and recognized for their contributions. Not surprisingly, given his profession, he is analytical, listening very intently, absorbing it all, driving the synergy of those he's working with to a better result. He doesn't mail it in or merely check the boxes. He is sincere and likable, dedicated and accepting, with the courage of his convictions. He takes his business and community commitments very seriously. And like that television commercial from years ago, when he speaks, everybody listens. Rich is respected and respectful, generous and genuine, a thoughtful and affirming person, focused on family and values, who illustrates the meaningful impact an individual who cares can have each and every day.
20 years ago now, we were meeting for lunch in hopes that he would join KPMG. This doesn't happen often, but within minutes it was clear to me that this is a guy you wanted to be around. somebody that you want beside you, somebody that you want in your firm. He's incredibly smart. He's very consistent. We're in a tough business, but Rich, he was always there. He was always the steady hand. He was always the honest voice. He was always the patient guy who made everything happen in a thoughtful, intelligent, and caring way. For Rich, it's not about him. It's about everybody around him, whether that's family, friends, community, clients, colleagues at KPMG. I know Rich is incredibly passionate about the mission of Junior Achievement, the notion of supporting young people and enhancing their financial literacy skills and their entrepreneurship abilities, and really just their overall business understanding. Rich is a huge believer in the benefit of that education, that experience, and really that mentorship. Having somebody really care about you is the thing that makes all the difference. At the end of the day, one of his greatest attributes, I think, goes to that old saying that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And Rich is an extremely nice guy, a one of a kind.
Thank you, Junior Achievement, for this tremendous honor. And congratulations to my fellow honorees, and a special salute to my friend Oz Griebel. Consistent with the spirit of Junior Achievement, this recognition reflects the support that I have received from numerous mentors and others throughout my career, for which I am very thankful. And my sincere thank you to Rob Arning and all who have contributed to my tribute this evening. And to my KPMG partners, it has been an honor to represent the firm with our clients and in the community. I admire the way you live the firm's values and set the example for all of our professionals. And now, as of March 31st, I am honored to be a retired KPMG partner. To my wife, Lisa, I am so grateful for your love and support over all the years. And to our children, you inspire me. Thank you. And most importantly, I want to thank God, who through Jesus Christ, my Savior, guides me and has blessed me in so many ways. And again, to everyone at Junior Achievement, thank you. And as you continue your mission to students in our communities, I wish you the very best.
Of course, congrats to Rich on that incredible career. Paulette, David, Alexis, Jeffrey, Jeff, and Rich, it's been truly for both of us an honor to share those stories with you this evening.
In a moment, we will pay a special tribute to Oz Griebel, and we will hear from some close family friends and colleagues of a legend who left us far too soon. We miss you, Oz. But first, I'm proud to share how his legacy has continued to make an impact on students in Connecticut. 10 years ago, with the guidance of Oz and funding from the Metro Hartford Alliance, Junior Achievement launched their first ever JA Entrepreneurial Academy, a 15-week after-school program. That brought high school students together on the campus of some of the region's largest companies, with the goal of creating and running a real student business. We at Stanley are proud to be a host site each year, and in 2019, the Stanley Student Company, Locate, went on to win a national business competition at the FedEx Cup in Atlanta, Georgia. In honor of Oz, let's relive that moment.
Press a button? Yeah. Whenever I'm ready, right? Yeah, ready. What's a button? This is awesome. Thank you.
Well, my wife loses her phone daily. She's always asking me, she's like, where's my phone? I was like, honey, I don't know, you had 2 seconds ago. Y'all make these yourselves? Yeah. We made our own logo and branded it.
This is awesome. Well, thank you, Dad. Thank you so much.
The winner of the FedEx Junior Business Challenge, Locate.
Awesome. That's really, really cool. Obviously, thanks to Oz and the support of companies like Stanley, the Hartford, Pratt & Whitney. The Academy program continues to provide a high-impact experience for high school students across the state of Connecticut.
We would now like to welcome back Jeremy Race, JA's President and CEO, to share his own personal reflections on the life of Oz Griebel.
Thank you, Don, again for chairing tonight's event. I referenced earlier in the evening your leadership and your commitment to junior achievement. And it's those exact traits, those qualities that truly embody the life and spirit of tonight's final honoree, R. Nelson Oz Griebel. Though Oz certainly left us much too soon, we are all better for having known him and crossing paths along the way, whether as friends, colleagues, allies, or acquaintances. To encounter Oz was to be energized and inspired. His commitment, his determination, and vision strongly endure, and with good reason. He earned our admiration every step of the way by what he did and how he did it. And that was certainly true for me and for JA. Oz was a great friend of junior achievement for the better part of 3 decades. He served on the JA board for many years, including a stint as board chair from 1996 to 1998. He was actively involved in the creation of the JA Golf Classic in the late 1990s, a high-end golf tournament that likely seemed risky at the time. But in true Oz fashion, he brought the right people together from Bank Boston and other businesses and leaned on the business community for their support. After more than 20 years, that tournament continues, in large part due to Oz's unwavering leadership and commitment from day one. Throughout his impressive tenure at the Metro Hartford Alliance, Oz never forgot about JA, ensuring that the Alliance supported our organization whenever possible. And thanks to Oz, the Alliance was the first funder and key partner for the JA Entrepreneurial Academy, a program that provides opportunities for high school students that are at corporate locations in Greater Hartford to create and lead student-run companies. That program is now in its 10th year and operates successfully on the campuses of the Hartford, Stanley Black & Decker, and Pratt & Whitney. Most importantly, the Academy program has helped students like Rashmi, Anna, and Brianna, who you saw in the video clip this evening, and hundreds of others who experience firsthand the exhilarating potential of entrepreneurship and the power of collaboration. But beyond his efforts on behalf of junior achievement and the region students, beyond his significant accomplishments in business and in promoting our region and our state, let's not forget that most importantly, Oz was a great man. It's impossible to know just how many people he mentored throughout his life, but I can assure you it was many. And I'm proud to stand here tonight as one of his mentees. Very proud indeed. When I became JA's CEO in 2016, Oz, I believe, took great pride in mentoring me as a young leader of an organization he cared deeply about. As busy as Oz was, and he was, he always made time to meet me and always answer my phone calls. During the 4 years prior to his passing, Oz provided meaningful guidance, wisdom, and ultimately friendship, for which I was grateful then, am now in real time, and in every moment since. Let me share another glimpse of Oz in action as I remember him. In 2018, I approached Oz with the hope that he would accept our invitation to finally be inducted into the JA Business Hall of Fame. He had previously declined this invitation from others over the years, as he humbly stated that he did not believe he deserved such a recognition. He believed, and he said more than once, that his organization and his people deserved to be honored, not him. Well, when I went to visit Oz at the Alliance office that day, I very nervously told him, Oz, I have an opportunity for you, and I respectfully refuse to take no for an answer. You belong in the JA Business Hall of Fame, and I think it's about time you allow us to shine a light on all of you have done for the city of Hartford, the state of Connecticut, and literally hundreds and let's say thousands of people you've influenced in your career. Oz smiled, looked me in the eye, and in that memorable, booming voice said, okay, kid, because it's JA, and only because it's JA, I'll say yes. Then, of course, there was a twist. 2 months later, right before going public with his announcement to make a second run for governor in Connecticut, Oz called to personally tell me that, unfortunately, he would need to rescind his Hall of Fame acceptance. You see, he simply did not want his gubernatorial run to cause any political issues for JA or become a distraction for our organization. That's the kind of man Oz was, always putting others first. Well, Oz, as all of us tonight know so very well, you are most deserving of this recognition. And although the city of Hartford and the business community and the lives of family and friends you've touched through the years will never be the same without you, your legacy and your larger-than-life presence will endure for many decades to come and will continue to inspire us. I am beyond honored and humbled to welcome Oz Griebel into the Junior Achievement Business Hall of Fame.
He was definitely a people person. He got a lot of his energy from other people. He was super interested in hearing people's stories.
Honesty and decency and fairness. People saw that and felt that immediately.
Typical Oz Griebel running a meeting. He would go around the room, and it didn't matter to him whether you were the lieutenant governor candidate or you were an intern. He wanted to know what you thought.
He was a deeply empathetic person. He really liked to listen to people. I don't remember him ever interrupting almost anybody.
You couldn't tell whether it was Ozzie Nelson or the Wizard of Oz, but it was Oz. Oz was bigger than life.
Who do you know named Oz? Nobody. That worked to distinguish him, and he lived up to it by being a unique cat, for sure.
Everybody knows who you're talking about when you solely refer to his first name, like Oprah or Kobe or, Cher. Oz had that kind of persona.
He had the utmost amount of integrity. He made such a positive difference in the world.
He saw good in all sorts of people, and he also acknowledged every type of person. Nobody was better than somebody else. He had gratitude for everybody that came into his life.
Oz and I went to a UConn basketball game together. Walking around the Civic Center with Oz, it was amazing. He knew everybody. The people working the concession stands. The guy behind us was a pizza maker at a local pizza shop. And they were on a first name basis, just completely random.
He was Hartford's biggest fan, really. There's so many things that when you walk around downtown Hartford or different communities around the greater Hartford area that just have his fingerprints on it.
He knew there was good. And when it was misrepresented, when it was completely untrue, things that people were saying, he found the resources to show otherwise. It was always something he could demonstrate. It wasn't just a feeling. He really knew this place, and he knew the potential. Because he knew so many individuals, he knew what could happen if the narrative changed.
We had the annual meeting for the Metro Hartford Alliance. He'd get up on stage, right, David? And he'd go like, I'm going to divide the room, and the left side says go, and the right side says Hartford. And so, go, Hartford, go. And then he gets up on the stage and he goes, okay, now we're going to go to the next one. Grow, Hartford, and grow, Hartford. And everybody's screaming and yelling, grow, Hartford, and laughing.
He wanted the best for Hartford, whether that meant growth economically or equality across the board for everybody who lived there.
I actually met Oz at Dartmouth more than 50 years ago. We were classmates. I spent my time actually rooting for Oz, who was on the baseball team, which actually went to the College World Series.
Oz was the real deal. This guy could pitch.
He also played on the Dartmouth football team that won the Lambert Trophy as the best team in the East. Oz was a fiery competitor, and he liked to win, but he did so in such a considerate way that nobody else felt as if they were losing.
He played professional baseball in the minor leagues, and he was a great coach. When I played at Tufts, Oz coached us, and Oz at the same time had a significant career at Bank of Boston. Oftentimes he'd show up to the ballpark in a suit and wingtips, and we had a running joke, you could hear him before you saw him, because as soon as he got out of his car, you'd hear that voice.
The biggest memory I have of Oz is as a coach, a youth baseball coach. Legendary, really. And a man that people like to trust their children to be with.
On the campaign trail, I met countless young men who called Oz coach. And a number of them talked about how Oz, as their coach, changed their lives.
I would say that Connecticut has been facing a deficit of confidence. And our job here over the next several months and over the next 4 years is to restore that confidence.
Living on the same street, I would hear his car chug down the street at 5 o'clock every morning. Like clockwork, Oz was off to work.
When he took on the role leading the Metro Hartford Alliance, he really dove in headfirst into building a real economic development policy and strategy.
He remade the economic development landscape really in Hartford as a result of being able to apply that leadership because people believed in him and they wanted to follow his lead.
He could get a lot of people from different backgrounds, diverse backgrounds, into a room and come up with a remarkably good solution for the community.
Andy's a Travelers guy. I'm a Hartford, the Hartford guy. That's like Coke and Pepsi getting together. But Oz knew there was value in getting these two great companies to work together for the benefit of the region, and he made it happen.
He was a serious business guy and a leader, but at the same time, he was a lot of fun.
Oz had, it must have been hundreds, turns of phrase that he used all the time. They were out of control. Hopefully there's a pony in the pile was one he would say a lot. He was as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. He just came out with the funniest things sometimes. We couldn't figure out who we wanted to officiate our wedding. And we happened to be at a Metro Hartford Alliance Rising Star breakfast, sitting next to each other, watching Oz present. And we just looked at each other and said, yep. My husband went first, and he said his vows. And it was so sweet, and I was so touched. I leaned forward to give him a kiss, and Oz was like, whoa, 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 wait, not yet, not yet. It was just so funny the way it all happened.
The last time I had coffee with him, he brought me a little bit of a challenge because he knew that Andy and I had become, good friends, even though we were fierce competitors in the marketplace. And he wanted to take some responsibility for that. So he gave me a hat, and he challenged me to wear it. So in honor of Oz, Andy, there you go. I'm a Travelers Championship guy.
I love you, David.
Oz had this mantra: we'll go anywhere at any time to talk to anybody, whether it's a group of 3 people or it's a group of 100. And he meant it.
Politics doesn't really apply to Oz. Oz was a policy person who always saw purple, never blue and red. It was always about doing the right thing and acting the right policy to make Hartford and Connecticut a better place.
His work with Junior Achievement, I think, signified the kinds of commitments he made in this community.
Oz loved helping young people, and I'm a perfect example of that. He served as a mentor to many people.
He wanted young people to be there. He wanted college kids and young professionals to be involved, and that's why at the Alliance they started Hartford's Young Professional Entrepreneurs Hype.
So whether you're an existing company growing or you're a new company coming into the area, you need an influx of young people all the time, year after year after year. And I think Oz understood that better than anybody. And he knew that's why Hype was so important. And that's why JA, Junior Achievement, is so important.
He had really big plans of how the world was going to change for the better. I think he had so much faith that the younger generation would be the ones to change it. He really believed that the more you gave to those younger generations, the more they would give back to the world and help change it for the better.
There's so many people who did things or tried things that they maybe wouldn't have without his encouragement. And those little interactions, in a lot of cases, have led to really big things. Knowing how many people he interacted with and supported and encouraged, there's no way to know how vast the impact that he had on this community is.
Wow, what an incredible story, an incredible human being. We want to just say to his entire family, especially his 3 children who are watching tonight, please know how grateful we are that you shared your father with us. We're all better for knowing Oz. We want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. And Don, of course, thank you so much for being up here with me. Congratulations again to all of tonight's honorees. You remain an inspiration for future generations to come. And this concludes tonight's program, but for those of you watching who would like to hear even more stories of Oz, please stay with us after the final credits as we roll one more video clip with personal tributes from some of Oz's longtime friends. On behalf of Don and myself, Brian Shackman, good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Carl, tell them the story about how we came together on Oz, a great piece of history.
Well, I was chairman of the Growth Council. You were chairman of the Hartford Chamber of Commerce, right?
Correct.
And we thought we overlapped too much and weren't fulfilling each other's missions. So we decided to create, with your suggestion, the Metro Hartford Alliance. And we had one person in mind to do that, and thank God he came, Mr. Griebel.
We were grateful. He took it over and he really built it into something very special. And it's ongoing now and with high impact. I know I read the material that's sent out by it regularly every day, I guess. It's phenomenal, wonderful.
Oz and I were good friends for over 50 years, starting as classmates and then teammates at Dartmouth. There's so many things you could say about Oz, but I'd like to mention two today. One is that he was probably the most ethical person I ever knew. And secondly, no matter how busy he became or in how many directions he was being pulled, he always took the time to nourish and strengthen relationships with his friends. I know I'm a better person having been one of those friends.
Oz Griebel just had this infectious enthusiasm for the city and this contagious confidence in Hartford, and was such a powerful voice, obviously for the business community, but beyond that, for a vibrant, strong, healthy, and growing capital city. And I always admired his work, and I wish we continue this work. And I hope he's proud of the progress that we're making. You know, I remember meeting Oz not too long after I moved to Hartford in 2006. I think it was at a Rising Star breakfast, and just being bowled over by this guy who was a force of nature. He brought so much commitment, so much passion to his work. We miss him, and hopefully we're going to do him proud.
Oz was a dear friend and mentor, as well as a longtime member of the board of our firm, World Business Capital, where I am the CEO. Soon after World Business Capital was established in 2000, I invited Oz to join our board of directors. Who wouldn't want a banking deity like Oz to be on the board of your financial institution? This proved to be a very good move on my part. During the last financial crisis, there was a period when it felt like most of our firm's international loans might default. Oz took me aside one day during the crisis and quickly dispelled those dark thoughts. As I recall, Oz said, "Our firm has loans in many of the riskiest countries around the world that nobody ever heard of. That means we're well diversified and we have no competition. I'm sure we'll pull through." That was the essence of Oz. Always in good humor, always steady, always confident, always optimistic, and always making sure his family and friends felt the same way. Oz was a person you would follow to the ends of the earth, even to places nobody ever heard of.
He was Mr. Enthusiasm, and he brought Hartford back with new mottos and great signs on the street. I've never seen a guy that worked harder and had so much enthusiasm.
So with me, Jeffrey Hoffman, I'm a car guy, and I had so much fun always when Oz was ready for a vehicle. He'd call me up and he'd say, "Jeffrey, I don't mean to bother you." And I says, "Oz, come on over." And of course, I always fixed them up with the right person, and truly every time the people that I got to help him out, the managers, said, no nicer person than Oz Griebel, a real gentleman, and he bought numerous cars for me over the years. On a board basis or professional basis, I had involvement with him at the Metro Hartford Alliance, which was really a pleasure. He was Mr. Hartford. Nobody was a bigger advocate for Hartford than Oz. And of course, when he chaired the board at the Bushnell, advancing the Bushnell's status and their entire agenda, did an amazing job. But most of all, I remember Oz as an outstanding human being, a decent human being, and somebody that was very well liked by everybody and had a terrific and wonderful and dry sense of humor. God bless Oz.
The Bushnell Center for the Performing Arts is just one of many organizations on which Oz left his indelible mark. During his tenure as our board chair from 2004 to 2009, his wisdom and experience proved invaluable in shaping our growth and development even to this day. His dual leadership of the Alliance while heading the Bushnell Board enabled the iQuilt partnership and laid the groundwork for the visionary redevelopment of downtown Hartford we are seeing emerge all around us. We are deeply grateful for his leadership that will continue to benefit us for many years to come.
I had the pleasure of serving with Oz on several boards, including the Bushnell, the Connecticut Science Center, and CBIA. The year that Oz was chair of CBIA, we had our annual retreat in March down in Puerto Rico. And the last evening was always a dinner dance, kind of to close the whole retreat. And Oz, when the band struck up YMCA, changed the words to YMCA to C-B-I-A. He was up on the table when he did this. Melanie jumped up on the table with him. It was quite the scene. It was a great, fond memory of Oz. He was a wonderful man. God bless you, Oz.
Oz Griebel, friend, colleague, mentor, boss. But above all, Oz Griebel was a gentleman who opened car doors. Like, who opens car doors these days? And the thing that I appreciated most about Oz is he wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid to take chances. He wasn't afraid to do things differently. He wasn't afraid of conflict. He put together a great team of people. He wasn't afraid that they disagreed with him. And he wasn't afraid to surround himself with strong, powerful women. Bravo, Oz Griebel, bravo.
He certainly was focused on young people in a lot of the things he did. If you looked at his resume, he was involved in a lot of places. And most of that involved with tomorrow, the future.
His new hires were always young, vibrant people that he would get them to do more than they ever thought they could. He was a great coach and mentor, and these people just adored him.